I'd like to call the Blair Township Board of Trustees regular board meeting of September 10th, 2019 to order. Would you please stand for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Roll call.
Wolfgang,
Here.
Zeitz,
Here.
Reese,
Present.
Bonshine,
Here.
Fitzpatrick,
Here.
Kuchera,
Here.
Campbell absent.
Brief public input. Is there anybody here from the public that wishes to address the board? Approval of the agenda. Before we do that, I would like to make one minor change, and that would be to move item L, the RCI closeout document and final payment request. I would like to move that right up into our township engineer's report.
I move to approve the agenda with the...
Oh.
Forgot about that.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Just a second here. We need to add, declare 1993 Pierce engine as surplus as item M.
Can you repeat that, please?
Declare 1993 Pierce engine as surplus.
Good catch. I love that one. That was a last minute request due to the fact that we knew that we were gonna sell that engine. It's been listed and we have an offer, so. Yeah.
Good. I move to approve the agenda with the two changes as...
I support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the agenda with the two changes, moving the RCI closeout document under our township engineer wage trim report, and item M to declare the 1993 Pierce engine as surplus. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Thanks. Declaration of conflict of interest. Is there anybody on the board tonight that has a conflict with anything on the agenda? Presentation and special reports. Grand Traverse County Commissioner report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Klaus. A few things tonight. On August 21st of this, the board approved by resolution the support of tunnel for Line 5. And I might mention that at the Michigan Association of Counties meeting for the conference a couple days prior, they had a resolution as well with overwhelming support by the counties that were represented there. On September 4th, our meeting, we approved resolutions to have special assessments done to Duck Lake and Silver Lake. Now, the Record Eagle indicated that was a tax that we were imposing on those folks. It's an assessment to recoup the money that the county has loaned them by way of the revolving grain fund. The state is requiring that we get that line item balanced. So the only way to do that is to collect that money from those districts, which is the lake level districts on Silver Lake and Duck Lake.
So is that every property owner on Silver Lake and on Duck Lake that will pay a special assessment?
It will be, and then some. There has already been it's an area that's already designed by engineers. Spicer Group, I believe, did it. And they have already let the property owners know who's in that special assessment district. It's to, it's cost for, like on Duck Lake, if they have to repair the dam, this will be funds that would go to repairing those dams as well.
So this would be funds for future, not for,
And for past, for past.
for past, because the county's in balanced budget with drain commissioners?
Because, right, because we have, and ever since I've been on the board, we've approved funding to the revolving debt, revolving drain fund.
Right.
Never seen any come back. Never seen anything come back into that fund. So now the state is requiring that. Go ahead. It's, okay,
What-
How big of an assessment is it?
pardon me?
How big of an assessment is it?
I don't know for certain. I know that there's a outstanding amount of just shy of $100,000 in the revolving drain fund at this point. And that's not all due to those two. It also has to do with the Old Mission drain, which there already, I believe, is an assessment put together for that.
Do you have approximate cost per property?
I do not. There will be, the property owners will be notified what that will be that are in that district.
How do you know if you're in the district? Is there somewhere to go?
You would have been notified.
Well, I'm a
If-
real estate agent, okay?
Oh.
Properties are, I have no idea.
Drain commissioner.
If it happens, the drain commissioner would know,
Okay.
but, and there will be, there's a list of property owners on this, on the drain, any drain district or lake level. There will be.
Is it really, everybody has property on these lakes, is it definite?
Yes.
Okay.
And it could also be people who don't have shoreline, but have access to
Yeah.
launches and beaches.
So, I know Silver Lake, which half of it is in our township, had some drain issues last year or the year before. But it was also my understanding that that specific drain that drains from the south end of Silver Lake into Cox's Pond had been neglected and ignored for 6, 8, 10 years, up until the problem was determined. So now we're going to put a special assessment on these property owners for an over budgeted, underfunded, and charge them for a service that really technically they never
pay
received.
off.
They,
Do you understand my question? No, I don't know how
Oh, I
to
do.
say it.
It's a revolving
You're right.
assessment.
Right, where did the money go, I guess? Why is it?
it'll be held for that
In the future?
and for past. I mean, it won't be held for the past, it'll pay past debt.
Why
But we
is there
do-
past that? That's my question,
Oh,
because the lake had been
because-
neglected for 8 years.
there's-
So why would somebody have to pay for a service that
There's-
never received?
There's past
Is that-
debt
is that-
for it because there was some, I'll tell you, in 2016, Silver Lake was probably had money in that fund for the Silver Lake. From 2016 to today, they don't.
It's gone.
Yes,
Because they did that work in 2016.
possibly.
Yeah. I remember that happening.
Yeah. And-
Previous to that, I happened to live on Silver Lake, and I know nothing had ever been done when the lake
Well,
was.
and I would only argue your point of nothing. being
Well, yeah, and I'm not
done.
arguing, I'm just
No, no,
asking questions, because I
I'll
guarantee
say-
you, when
and-
property owners are notified,
Uh-huh.
Lisa and Matt and my phone are gonna be ringing. So my
Right.
next question is, when that happens, do we refer our people, our residents, to the drain commissioner?
Yes,
Or to the administrator?
the drain.
The drain commissioner, okay.
That's a Grand Traverse County.
Grand Traverse County Drain Commissioner.
Got a phone number?
Ron, is there a total amount that's being levied for assessment? Like, is there,
There is, I don't recall what that is.
Will it be a set figure for so many years and then
I
it'll be
believe-
done, or will it be a revolving
I believe it's 3 years that they're,
3-year
to
assessment?
rebuild
yes.
it?
Will one lake property owner pay more than the other, or how will it be property value?
I don't know how it's, I don't pretend to know how it's set up, but I'm sure that the people living on the water will pay more than what the people who have access to the water.
And this is all the drain commissioner's deal, it's not the county commission, just have to authorize it.
Okay, this is all drain, so.
Correct.
all
Everything you're
questions are
asking needs to be
drain
directed to the drain commissioner.
Yeah, and I would assume, because most assessments are done on front footage, so
Yeah.
the more lake frontage you have, you know, that assessment's gonna be $20 a foot. And they're gonna base, I would hope, but who knows, so, all questions to the drain commissioner.
Yes.
But yet the county board adopted this
The
resolution.
county board has to.
We approved that resolution so that that could happen, and we also approved the resolution in order to, for the deficit elimination plan, which is receiving that money
Yeah,
to pay the debt.
okay. I think maybe even for us, you guys, I can call the drain commissioner and see if we could schedule, you know, our meeting with him, so we can get the facts and information in writing right from his mouth. That will help us when we have people wanting to purchase properties or developers coming in, and that'd be good information for us to have,
Would be.
again, so we're not.
Publish it on the website?
Yeah, we can try that.
Whatever you give to the drain
Refer to
commissioner,
the
or
drain
maybe the county
commissioner.
should put it on the
Yeah.
website, coming from the drain commissioner, so we can just go look it up.
Yeah,
There's,
They'll most likely have public hearings, Ron.
they'll have public hearings.
They have to have 2
We-
public hearings.
The drain commissioner is supposed to provide a report yearly. We've yet to see a report, written report from the drain commissioner. So he professes to be part-time, and he is part-time.
but he doesn't have any set office hours, right?
He's supposed to have,
Oh, okay.
he's supposed to have,
Is it pretty large?
yes.
All right. We'll have fun answering those phone calls.
Well, there, you know, Green Lake will have them. Garfield Township is going to be
Yeah, because they have half of the Silver
having
Lake.
some, but I don't know where that's headed yet for the Castro drain, but you're lucky you don't have to deal with that.
Thanks for that heads up on that one. 'cause that's
Well, you
big.
could cut to the chase and just let TAR know, and they could broadcast it to all their agents. That would eliminate a lot of your calls, or wherever.
Um,
We get a newsletter every week.
Yeah, you could ask the administration, ask Nate, you know, if there's something you can get, but I don't have.
Yeah, I'll just wait
facts
till
on
you
it.
guys, till the public hearings start and it,
Yep.
you know, it's out there and,
They will be And the drain commissioner is the one that will set down the public hearings. It will not be from county admin.
Okay.
And then, is that all the questions on?
Should have made that.
That's the first I've heard of this.
Okay. The VA millage that the voters approved, they approved .12 mils. The director, Mike Ruth, requested, and we honored his request, to drop the millage to .08 because he's finding that he can do his job, operate with less than what he was getting, so.
Wow,
That's
Yeah,
good.
so that's unheard of,
applause to him,
yes.
yeah.
And at our September 4th meeting, we were made aware of mold and bats in the new courthouse. So we'll be, we've got an ad hoc committee put together.
Bats are good, mold is bad.
Well,
Rid of the mold, leave the bats.
well, it's in the courthouse, though, not outside.
Bats are protected by law.
And then regarding TIF 97, we did request for staff to create a resolution to the requesting Downtown Development Association to conclude the TIF 97 with the county's tax captured at the end of the current 30-year term. They're wanting to extend it, DDA is, in order to fund a new parking deck. The city commission can just continue TIF 97 for as long as they want to continue it. It was a poorly written document at the time, and nobody can force them out of it. They have to want to do it on their own. So, with all that good news, I probably should have kept the VA one right till the last. Yeah. Any questions?
Ron,
Yes.
this something, Grand Traverse County, I like to look up because Grand Traverse County has vacancies on the boards, which are a lot of boards, which is the Airport Commission, Building Authority, Community Correction, Department of Human Services, Board of Public Works, Veterans, Beta, Building Code, Farmland, Parks and Rec, and Traverse City Area District. I think it's nice, I like to bring it up because to me, that's how I got started, is I got a commission agent. It's great to get onto this board, and I want to tell the general public especially, that's the easiest way to get involved with your community too. Get onto this, get onto a board, and you're paid a per diem too, okay? But I thought bringing that up, it is listed, and it's also on the website, of course, grandtraversecounty.org. And I think it's, I'd like to see more people get involved because when I was on the commission agent, it was very hard. To be truthfully honest, I was put on the board because they had 4 openings and only 4 people applied. So I think more people apply. I think it'd be great to get new faces into the county too. So I thought I'll bring that
That
up.
would be,
Okay?
thanks for bringing it up,
Yep.
Carl.
Thank you, Carl.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Matt Trustee, Grand Traverse Sheriff's Office, Blair Township Community Police Officer. The Blair Township Community Policing Report for August 2019. My personal stats: arrests 0, citations 8, complaints 43, traffic crashes 3, warrants obtained 3, 2 of which were selling warrants. The 2019 liquor inspections are done. The news for this month, the Northwestern Michigan Fair was the quietest I've ever experienced. It was really not a lot of excitement, not a lot of crimes. Several years ago when I first became the CPO here, the new captain, Captain Clark, he changed how we do the fair. Before he came on board, I never went to I went to the fair for a little bit, then I get a call, like a crash or something that jumped, so I'd leave. So I wasn't there a lot. He changed that. He said, I want you there the whole week, your whole shift, every day of the fair. So I think it's been a good change. The fair board, they like it, and the people there. So I think it's good. The next thing I have, on August 24th, there was a crash at Blaine's. Somebody pulled into Blaine's parking lot and drove straight up onto one of those, where the little trees are. And they hung their car up on the rocks. It was a young lady driving, and her boyfriend was assaulting her, which is why she crashed. And a person from Blaine's and then a Good Samaritan came out and responded and got a plate. They of course took off, and then we got another call. Same thing was going on at Rico's. They had pulled over again because they were fighting. And she begged a lady that came out from Rico's to call her, maybe the pantry shelf, to call 911, and she did. I eventually tracked the lady down. She had a lot of injuries, hair pulled out, and things of that nature. Pretty rough situation. And he later turned himself in on a warrant. So she thought he would flee to Texas, and I was like, well, go ahead, see you later. But apparently he's staying. They do reside in our county, or our township, sorry. So unfortunate situation there. Maybe he will leave Texas and not go back. So that's all I have. Any questions, concerns?
I think you being up at the fair for the whole week is a good thing too. No, hundreds and hundreds of kids love seeing your presence up there, adults as well. There's no doubt it makes it a safer feeling environment, and so I appreciate you willing to do that, because I know sometimes by day number 2 you've had enough and
Right, it gets late.
would rather be stopping traffic instead of, but, so thanks for willing to do that and enjoying it, because I know you do.
Thank you.
Well, Matt came and sat with my wife and I and chit-chatted a while, and after he left, she says, man, he's really a pretty nice guy. And
She was surprised?
She
Clearly it was
said,
just a
she
quick
said you were
meeting.
interesting, and she appreciated you stopping by.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Matt.
Andy Mayer, Grand Traverse County Road Commission. Hey, it's fine. Green Lake Township doesn't affect you guys as much, but it's kind of an interesting situation. We have a road there that we own the majority of it, but in the middle of it, there's a couple hundred yards of private road, which means we can't drive our plow trucks down it, which means we have to do a turnaround unless we come with some kind of agreement with all the residents. And there was one holdout until recently when he found out they just do an assessment and then he has to pay money. So it looks like we're going to do an agreement where we're going to receive the value of not having to do the roundabouts and driving our trucks all the way around to get to the other side of Bush Road. And we're going to provide a benefit to them by keeping the plow blade down when we go through. So we're going to plow that little section of road like we have for the last 30 years off and on. It seems like every time we get a new manager, there becomes an issue, and I said, look, we need to finally get something figured out in writing, so that every time there's a change or a new resident moves in, there's not a concern for a realtor family who has to figure out what's going on this private section of road. So for the winter, we will do winter maintenance on that, meaning we're going to plow the snow. During the summer, we will not drive down that road. We have had trucks going down there just to check it out, the drivers who are going to be doing that route, to make sure they understand where the road is, how it's supposed to be done, and where this one gentleman's driveway is 4 foot into the road, not to hit it. So if that comes up in your township, sometimes it takes some creative lawyering instead of just, common sense. It could have been all solved if people just played nice and agreed. But we got it worked out after some legal fees on everybody's part. So we did that big traffic study. Spent lots and lots of money. And we are in the process of implementing one of the several steps already, and that is traffic signal optimization. We authorized, we're contracted with, and we have OHM going to be doing that. They decided they should probably wait until after 8th Street opens up, because that's going to change all of the study information that they get. So as soon as 8th Street's open up in the late summer, probably early fall, they're going to start doing the traffic counts, seeing where track vehicles are going, so they can get the optimization done. And that should hopefully be done sooner than later, but we are the government, we know how that works sometimes. Potter and Garfield Road intersection, we had a MDOT road safety audit, because that's kind of a dangerous area. And guess what we're gonna put there? That's right, a roundabout. Everybody loves them. So we have authorized our staff to go for a RSA, a safety grant to pay for said roundabout, because it is a dangerous area and that's a good spot from what everyone says who is roundabout experts, to put one. Waiver, you don't care about that. East-West Mobility Corridor Study Recommended Solutions. We have directed our staff to begin the process of basic reviews of all the recommended solutions. There are temporary ones that we're going to be looking at more, and we're going to get a whole big presentation next Tuesday, I can't remember the time, at the Road Commission office as a special meeting. Include River Road and Keystone / Beitner as a proposed roundabout. There are no homes in the affected area, although one resident drive needs review. Hammond and 4 Mile is a proposed roundabout. Right-of-way will be required from the church and the farm market and 2 vacant parcels. Cass Road and Keystone is a proposed 2-lane roundabout. Right-of-way may require a take, meaning we're going to take a house on the corner there, as well as realignment of the soccer field entrance, meaning that the soccer field will now go into the roundabout to get out of there. So all that trouble that we have with traffic, if they're going to move that, we're going to try to get MDOT to agree to close for non-emergency purposes the current entrance, move the new entrance over to where the roundabout would be, therefore, in theory, clearing up that traffic congestion when there's a soccer game. And we won't have to have some people in uniform with traffic lights sitting, or with lights on top of their cars sitting there to determine where traffic goes. It should be, in theory, a good solution. I remember when we talked about the roundabouts out in Myers, how bad those were going to be, and I thought they turned out pretty well. Not everyone agrees. Public hearing for right-of-way permits and private sewers and county road right-of-way. We're going to be held on September 26th at 7:15 and 7:20, respectfully. An interesting situation came up. I think it's East Bay Township. They have a sewage treatment facility. They have a pipe that goes through our right-of-way. It's a governmental pipe, not a private pipe. We can't have private pipes in our right-of-way right now based upon the current way our right-of-way standards are written, so we're going to look at possibly changing that so that we can have that private sewer go through. It's one of those big messes that we got to figure out how to solve, and hopefully we'll come up with a good answer. M137 and M37 are probably going to become no longer. I'm talking M37 as County Road out on the peninsula, also known as Center Road. We're probably going to take that over next year. We authorized, or we told MDOT that we are strongly interested in that because they were getting ready to do a big project on that road. They were going to mill and fill, basically reconstruct the road, and we're going to take that road over, get the money that they were going to spend to do that reconstruct, and we don't have to pay prevailing wage, so we can do it cheaper, and we don't have to pay the mobilization that they do because Elmer's is right here.
Until you want to remove some trees.
Hmm?
Until you need to remove some trees.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Love our trees out there on the peninsula. And M137, the little section there in Green Lake Township that goes from the interlocking corners up to the state park, we're probably going to take that back too, because MDOT no longer believes that they need to have a state highway to every state park. That's why the one out by Center Road on the peninsula is a state road, and that's why M137 is a state road, because of the state parks there. They now want to focus on simply moving traffic from point A to point B, not servicing the parks.
This might be a really silly question, but what's the benefit of County Road taking over an MDOT road? What's
Lots
the
and
benefit?
lots and lots of money.
So it makes you more eligible for,
No, they're giving us lots of money to take it over. And
Oh,
as
they're
long as,
paying you to take it over.
as long as Act 51 isn't adjusted, it's something like $500,000 extra a year,
correct?
above and beyond what the current formula would be. Because they don't want it, they feel strong enough about getting rid of it, they're increasing the annual funding to us significantly.
But before the county takes these roads over, I mean, they have their engineers go out and look at the conditions of the road and then figure out
part
the
of that
extra
is they're-
mileage, what it's gonna cost for maintenance, chip and sealing,
Mhm.
striping, everything, so.
Right now, we get, we'll say $1 a mile. I know that's not the right number, we get $1 a mile for any roads that are in Act 51 map. With this, it'll be $1.25, $1.50 equivalent per lane mile for those two roads that we're taking over, as long as Act 51 doesn't get changed. So it's a significant more money annually for the road commission. And up front, they're giving us whatever they figured their cost was to reconstruct the roads to bring them up to standard.
Right, I get that, so they're gonna.
So they're gonna
pay
give us
that
money to
cost.
fix it, and then they're giving us more money.
Oh, they're actually
just to
giving
take it
you the
over
money
annually.
to fix it, plus
Correct.
pay for that, okay.
So we get,
This may sound kind of silly, but how come the county can do it for cheaper than the road commission?
unions.
Pardon?
Unions,
Oh, okay, never mind.
big thing is prevailing wage. Any state job has to be paid prevailing wage. County jobs aren't forced to pay prevailing wage. Also, we get better negotiations with our local road our construction companies like Elmer's and Reith Riley than the state does, as a result primarily of prevailing wage. That's all I have unless you have questions, concerns, comments.
Your roundabout on Cass, what are they gonna do with all the power poles?
It's gonna shift. The intersection is actually gonna go away from here. You know where that house sits on that corner?
Northwest is where they're gonna shift the intersection.
Thank you. We're gonna take that garage
Okay,
and probably that house.
okay.
And it's a proposal. We have to look at costs, we have to look at everything. Simply,
Okay.
these are things that we are looking at moving forward from we got the East-West study, they gave us proposals. We have our engineers and our staff looking at what we can do and what they think are actually gonna help us.
All right.
And then we're gonna go forward, is it cost effective, is it gonna do anything? Like they say, you know, like the proposal, we've gotta make a decision as a board if that's gonna happen. Right now, these are what staff is recommending as kind of the low-hanging fruit. We're gonna go through all the low-hanging fruit in the next month or so. And then we're gonna conquer the big one is where the crossing is gonna be across the river. And that will probably begin, we'll probably begin serious discussions November, December, because whatever we decide, it's gonna be 10 to 15 years until it can get done. 30 to 40 million dollars is something we have sitting in the bank right now. We're gonna spend money on roads. And we need to find that money and apply for grants and et cetera, so. And then of course, the environmental assessments need to happen, which take more time.
It's my understanding that the road commission is going to be approving and finalizing the funding for Rennie School and Stadium Drive at their next meeting.
I've not seen our agenda for that yet.
Okay.
I would not be surprised if that wasn't on our agenda.
Okay. No, they're contracting excavating companies revisiting their original estimates, because this was talked about before Jim left.
Correct.
And then it's kind of been stagnant, but the plan is tentatively, I guess, to be on your agenda for approval and get it moving forward. So it should be huge for
We need
us
that
here in
done
Blair Township.
next year.
And for our, yes, yeah.
And if we approve it, it won't happen, right? Because of, and I don't think there's gonna be an issue if our board member, it seemed very supportive when it was talked about last time.
Yeah, it was already approved, you guys already approved it, and then it just kind of,
Things
when
have
Jim
changed
left.
a little bit, so
Right,
there's
so
always
this
a
is just
possibility of a
to-
hiccup, but I don't foresee that happening.
Okay,
Just like any time you go before a public body, there's always a possibility of
yeah.
opinions being changed.
Well, my fingers are crossed.
Is there still plans to redo River Road?
Possibly. I don't know when, it's on our list.
Okay.
Where would M37 end then? At Division, or is it gonna still clear down to Garfield? If they take back,
The peninsula is just, the city has to take over at the county line, which is somewhere where the turnoff to the school is there. There's a couple hundred yards of city-owned, or city, it would be falling into the jurisdiction of the city.
okay,
So it's just the peninsula.
okay. So it'd still be a road to nowhere then, M37 would be?
M37 is, goes somewhere, I guess. The little jut off of to the peninsula is gonna end, the rest will still continue.
Okay.
Well, I took
No
up
more
3/4
questions
of
for
your
Andy?
meeting.
Hey, you and Ron were both full of information tonight. I like
Ron,
that.
good job.
I like it. I don't have
Thank you.
anything else. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
Brian?
Good evening, this is from Waitrim. About 13 months ago, the township embarked on a project that was supposed to be done about 8 months ago. Talking about the iron removal plant. And while the project has been not without its issues, last week I think we reached a very critical milestone in the project. The items that needed to be resolved were resolved. And the plant since Thursday afternoon has been running very smoothly. And I know Patrick will probably talk about this as well. And I won't bore you with some of the numbers. I'll let him go through how much water has been pumped through the plant. But there haven't been any issues. Okay, and that's a big part of because the items that were causing issues were fixed last week. West Tech came up and corrected those issues. I can tell you I think we all learned something from this process. This is probably the longest drawn out project I've dealt with in 20 years. A project that was supposed to be 4 months, taking this long. But the group that you have here, the water operators, the township supervisor, the water coordinator, everybody worked well together. Did we all get along at all times? Absolutely not. Did anybody bury their head in the sand and run away and say, I can't deal with it? No. And I think today, as we look back on it, we kind of talk to each other and say, hey, it was great that we all worked together and how things came together, because it could have went a whole lot worse if the group did not work together. So kudos to your operators and your staff for helping get that to the point we are today. So I'm cautiously optimistic that we are beyond any issues. Now, there are some little gremlins that any plant like this, there'll be some tweaks. I know we were working on a few things on Friday, but those are all to be expected. Those are minor items. Those don't affect producing the water. Those don't affect operating on a day-to-day basis. So I think we're past that hump, and I think we're there. And I know the well that was there, put in 4 or 5 years ago, is now producing some, high volume of water. The plant is treating it to a level that is very, very good quality. We're seeing circulation and turnover in the tank that's there on site. So all that infrastructure that's been spent and built over the years is now all being used. So it's very good for the township. And all the concerns that the DEQ had with water volumes and being able to produce enough water for firefighting and daily use for all your customers, that goes away. So thank you for your patience in getting to this point. I know it wasn't pretty at times, but like I said, everybody stuck with it, worked together, and we've got it done. And we've got a new system. You want me to talk about the closeout?
Yeah, we moved the
Okay,
RC
all right.
closeout.
So right now, because of the way this has went, we are sitting at the option of closing out the project with, the township has 2 contracts. Step back. You have a contract with West Tech, provide that plant, and you have a contract with RCI to build it, to do the controls, to do all the other stuff. RCI has met all of their requirements. I have approved the closeout of their contract. They're due, I think, $100 is what's left on the contract. Now, they do have a claim sitting out there that West Tech is going to reimburse the township for. That's a little separate from this, but we've gotten all the documents that I've needed from West Tech. from RCI, and we're ready to close that contract out. Now, just understand that on contract closeout doesn't mean they just run away and if anything happens, we're kind of out on a limb. There is a 1-year warranty that goes with this, so on both contracts, with Westech and with RCI. So that's the item that was on your agenda for RCI project closeout. Now, once we are satisfied with everything that Westech did, this now we're dealing with the other contract with Westech, and we will close that project out. We just want to run it a little bit longer. Some of those bugs, make sure that they've all been exterminated before we make final payment. So, any questions on that?
Is the warranty from date of closeout, the 1 year,
The warranty is from date of substantial completion for the project,
which is when?
June 25th.
Does anybody have any questions for Brian? I know, Patrick and I talked about it today when we were out there testing the water samples. And we think that we need to pick a date, which we will. We're tentatively thinking 2 Fridays from now, but we want a date that works for the majority. And we want to have a ribbon cutting ceremony up there, and we want to do it at 6 o'clock when we're closed, so we don't have to come back to work, and then maybe we can just have a little get together and just celebrate. That was this board's first major project that we had to hit hard right out the chute, brand new. And it's taken over a year to get the plant built, but we worked over a year in planning for the plant. So this has been, 2 years in the works, and it's a huge project. And again, we thank the county board greatly for supporting this and bonding us on this, and we'll come and let you guys know that it's up and running and water quality is out. Probably even have Patrick come and let you guys know, because he'll probably bring you out water. But we thank you guys for supporting this project, because we needed it, Township needed it, and now it's up and running, and our people are getting good quality water, and we can continue developing and growing like we are.
Just a question, the claim for 15,000, is that for Westech or to RCI and then Westech?
That's owed to RCI.
Okay.
Westech is going to cover that cost, but what we requested Westech to do is resubmit a final bill, because we've still been holding their final payment.
Okay.
So we want the 15,970 or whatever it is deducted off our final bill.
Okay.
And then,
Gotcha.
and once we're not gonna pay it until we get a revised bill from Westech. Because we don't wanna just cut RCA. But we also can't let Westech postpone or prolong, because RCI deserves this money,
Correct.
and they're owed this money, so
That claim,
we're on it.
that claim that they've submitted is money that they've expended because the contract went
Because of the
8-9 months
delay.
beyond, so they had winter conditions, they were plowing the driveway, or they had a portage on out there during the duration, so, and a multitude of other things, but that's what that claim is for. So, very, very good.
Yeah.
So you're not looking for us to take any action on
No.
this? Okay. No action.
Well, kudos to everybody that was involved in this. I think it was handled professionally.
Yeah, turned out good.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Patrick, do you wanna?
Sure.
Pat Gallagher, Operations Services.
That's not plugged in.
Like you need that.
A page for filter failure.
Yeah, whatever.
Brian summed it up. He said it all. It's working. And I also want to thank him and everybody else that was involved, because it was, like I said, he was right, there was times where we were just very frustrated with even the Westech guys. One of them was a Gallagher, so I rode him for 3 days. But, what Nicole's talking about going up there, getting everybody together, it'd be a good Q&A for everybody. I know you've been wanting to go up there. And once you guys start, asking questions, talking, you guys will know how it works by the time you leave. So, but we pumped 1.7 million gallons through it since we put it online. So we backwashed once, but everything's running like it should, and it's beautiful how it works. So
Great. Good.
And you guys got any other questions for us? No. All right, thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Treasurer's report, did you guys, did she put one in your mailbox? Okay.
Yes.
So it's in your packet, and she's absent tonight. She had an emergency, family emergency she had to go to. Announcements and correspondence. I had some correspondence that came in late. I do have these in order. I think I made a copy of the email I received from Andy Nickerson. It's actually on the agenda tonight. And, just wanted this on the record. Dear Nicole, my term on the Blair Township Planning Commission is due to expire on 11/30/19. I am requesting to sit another term as I have enjoyed my time. I believe I am an asset to the township and I have earned the respect from my peers. Either way, I would like to thank you for your continued support. I appreciate you as well as the Township Board of Trustees for your consideration in this position. I appreciate you as well. You are an asset, a huge asset to this township. You've done an incredible job. You've jumped in with 2 feet. You're eager to learn. You attend trainings. You're looking for opportunities to learn. You are exactly what I had envisioned when I approached you for this position.
Thank you.
And I am super proud.
Okay.
So I thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Nobody's talking to you. Just quiet.
Another,
One lesson to her.
we had a card dropped off today. Dear Blair Township team, keep up all of your good work. Thanks for all you're doing. The Gallaghers, which this is Holly and Doug Gallagher, who live up on County Road 633. I'm up on the hill. So I thought that was nice. And I received this in the mail. Dear Nicole, I read the article in the TC Ticker about the butterflies you're raising in the Township Hall, and it made me smile. Thank you for your leadership and for creating space for this and for nurturing these pollinators. You are an inspiration, Nicole. Warm regards, Megan Olds. I think you guys all got one of these.
And what I
You did?
picked up was the treasurer's.
Oh, okay. I can make you a copy.
That's fine, okay. No problem.
Somehow, the Monarch City, USA, it's out of Washington, sent most of us one of these today, so they must have read the ticker article. I think that would be fun to join and be a Monarch Township, USA, which would be planting milkweeds and doing what we're doing. I think that's all I have for correspondence. I have announcements. But if somebody else has something, they can go. Not to movie night, though.
See what?
Do you have any announcements or correspondence?
No, but did you want me to talk about the movie night?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet, okay, good, no, I don't.
Okay. The township obtained a speed radar trailer. something, I wrote one grant through to AAA. They're like $14,000 or $15,000. I think it was a $15,000 grant I wrote for, and unfortunately we didn't win it. But I have thought, since I've been in this position, that a speed radar trailer is exactly what we need, one that we own and can move it around a subdivision in different locations where we have issues, and we have a lot of speeding issues and complaints in this township, and unfortunately, we can't change speed limits. I wish we could. I wish Sawyer Road wasn't 55. I've tried and tried, it doesn't meet the county and state requirements. Anyways, this speed radar trailer, East Bay Township was selling it. And they were asking originally $500 for it. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like emailing Beth, hey, we've been looking for one, and it's like in our budget. So we kind of procrastinated for about 3 weeks. Fair time came around, we needed one. Contacted East Bay again. Price went down to $250. The guys went over to pick it up. It didn't work. There's an electrical issue with it. So we're like, So needless to say, we ended up getting it for $1. We got it for $1. It needs a little electrical work. I don't know what it needs for electrical work, but I'm gonna have our guys take it down to Pioneer Diesel and have some of the electrical engineers, mechanics, see if they can wire it, and I'm confident that they can. And so we potentially have obtained a speed radar trailer for $1.
Cool.
It's used, but it works, and it'll
That's
be.
great.
So I'm excited about that.
Better than 15,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't done
Yeah.
back yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Coach,
Yeah.
movie night.
Okay, the movie night, to me, it was okay. Everybody that seemed like that attended said it was great. The only problem we had was getting the word out. We need to find a way to do that. I mean, I was used to like when I did my Lions Club, we did all this stuff with kids. It was during school. It was during school time, okay? So I was just have to go to schools and put a newsletter. It was great, I could always get everybody, But, and I talked to Tracy, Tracy and I have talked about it, and we think everything went good. Of course, I believe we may have bought too much food. I'm not quite sure if we need that. If we do this again, I don't think we need all that. I mean, and the hot dogs, but that was just too much. I think, to cut back. Tracy had brought up a couple of times, hey, Coach, let's do this. So I just said, okay, good, go for it. That was my saying, okay? So, it worked out. But I believe the people that came there enjoyed it, and I believe we should do it again. But there was talk about trying to do it for many months during the summer, and I said, no, that's too much. I would like to do it again just once a year. The person we had, it was great because we rented it from a place in Fort Gratiot, Novi, Michigan. We were supposed to have a 21-foot screen, but instead, all the 21-foot screens got taken. So we brought up a 26-foot screen, no extra charge. And the person doing it was very knowledgeable, very friendly.
He was a nice guy.
And you guys thought he was cute too, but. But anyway, so, but I believe, in my mind, I believe we should do it again. Cut back on the food, but try and figure out to promotion. Now, like I said, when it came to help, I had so much help. Now, even though I called Tracy my angel, I think I have 4 angels. You 3 did great. So to me, the 4 angels helping me. And I could not have done it without your guys' help. And I'm glad you were there to help me through it. And, but like I said, I believe we should do it again.
I agree, and I agree, no food. People are allowed to bring their snacks and their drinks to this park. They just
Yeah.
can't drink alcohol.
Right.
And a lot of families did that. Maybe just do popcorn.
Yeah, I would think about popcorn, water.
We
That's
didn't even
not-
sell that much water.
Yeah.
Most people could bring their own drinks.
Yeah, but I mean, we could have a case of water out there, but just popcorn.
For the money you'd save on food, you could do mass mailings to all the.
Well, we didn't spend that much. There wasn't that
Okay.
much spent on the food
Okay.
that was out there. And we have a lot of leftover.
Mhm.
And I'm not too shy or proud to go car to car to car selling hot dogs for cleanup day this weekend to recoup our money. But there wasn't that much. And we've got the Halloween party, so the leftover
Yeah.
popcorn, oil, salt. Yeah.
But I think what Carl's saying is that how can we market this thing? to
Well-
Get more people.
I have an idea.
Yeah, because you can't go, when I used to do it before, I could go to Burger King, McDonald's, anywhere, and they would put the flyer, tape it right on the front door. They don't do that way. I go to Burger King, McDonald's, they only put it in the break room, that's it. And Rico's put it, and I talked to them, and of course, they put it down there. Then I went to Little Reds, they put on bulletin board. And then, of course, Family Fair only put on bulletin board by the bathroom. But the Family Fair gas station taped it to their door. Taco Bell, you walk into Taco Bell when you're waiting, it says silver, I don't know what it is, I think it's for ice cream or whatever, but they taped it right there so they could see it.
I
But
think
yet-
for our marketing, Carl,
Huh?
we have those flyers out there. It was on the website,
Yeah.
it was in the newsletter, it was on the sign out front for 2 weeks. It was on our Facebook page, it was shared multiple times. Perhaps it's the date of it, August 21st, that's like towards the end of summer, everybody's busy,
Well,
school's getting
Yeah.
started, maybe change the date.
I was wondering about maybe doing it in June. And
Right.
that's, you could take the flyers to the school before the end of school.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah,
To the elementary schools anyways.
yeah.
and I think one of the things you have to always kind of steer clear of the Traverse City Film Festival too.
Yeah.
And now, when somebody would have a film and a big screen, it was a big deal. But maybe because they have it to open space, maybe it's not a big deal, I don't know. But I still want to do it.
Yeah.
I still want to.
And here's the other thing, I received an email from Riley, who runs the Pit Spitters. And they are so interested and so wanting to team up with us for events, movie night in the park, instead of movie night in the park, movie night at the ball field, where it's actually free for our residents, for the people.
Yeah.
The Halloween party, they want to host, perhaps, look at, and, that's the fire department thing, but she wants to get together this week and brainstorm some ideas where we can partner up with them, and they are opening up their facility to us to use,
That'd be fantastic.
right?
Yeah, they could even run their own concessions there.
Exactly, I mean,
I'm sure that's what they're thinking.
exactly, and how much more comfortable for people to sit in those
right.
seats and.
And you
but
can
they-
drink there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Please don't let up the
They,
hot dogs.
They really, really, really want to have this meeting and for us to team up on some events. They teamed up with Clean Up Green Up, which is the cleanup. Ours is next weekend. They're hosting it in their parking lot. And they're open for ideas of any events or things you can think of. We had received an email from a woman via the Facebook page who was inquiring about space for a wintertime farmer's market, that actually, the Interlochen Farmer's Market, she's part of that. And they're looking for space big enough because they have some vendors who would be interested in marketing and selling their products even throughout the winter. So I'll connect them with the Pit Spitters. So, that's another thing.
That'll be good.
We'll meet with Riley this week and find out, but that's something we could take into consideration too, because I really think that would up our attendance. And
Oh,
again,
definitely would.
be a township-sponsored, family-fun event that's free in a really cool facility.
So my suggestion would be, what
I mean, because we're hosting it and we want to be the township that's hosting, what about some of our neighboring townships letting their supervisors or clerks know that we're having it? We're so close to Benzie, Kingsley we share part of, inviting some of those residents as well that might not always see it on just our site because they're so close.
Oh, yeah, and if we're partnered up with them, I mean, they'll do a lot of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was
Promotions
thinking
for us.
too, you know, I know other places that I've volunteered in town, Child and Family Services, a lot of those foster families can't afford to do big things with the amount of children they may have, and if this is free and we're willing to host, you know, did we get a flyer out to them? That kind of thing.
I've been fundraising quite a bit, used to do downstate band boosters and stuff, and I know that Burger King years ago used to meet with them, and they used to say, well, if you can get the people in here, and it was the school, they tried to get the band in there, and they had the band marching around Burger King, whatever. But they donated 10% of all their proceeds that night. Of course, it was an off night, like a Tuesday or Wednesday. And so they were willing to give us 10% of all their concessions that day, or what they made. So if you're talking to Place the Ballpark, and they're gonna be selling their concessions and stuff, maybe you can talk them into giving a percentage. Burger King was 10%, and go to your foster care or whatever. And to get, and that's part of the promotion.
Our Township Park Fund.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either or,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
promote people to help other people, then you can, you know, talk about it being a fundraiser for a worthy cause, as opposed to part of a promotional thing. And if people are interested in that, they'll show up. So. Just an idea, as long as they're gonna be making money. I mean, it seems like, you know, they are offering their place, yes, but Burger King offered their place too, but they gave, you know, 10% of their concessions to whatever. In one case, it went to the band boosters, in another, it went to a parochial school, so. Just an idea. You might as well try and make money for something.
Yep. Get all these good ideas, it's gonna be great.
Township Cleanup Day, Saturday.
I will be here early, but I'm not gonna beat Aaron. He always beats everybody, okay?
Okay. I think we're getting it down. Sorry, Lucy. We have an end date, but this time it's 8 to noon.
Aaron has the numbers.
Yep.
Aaron has the numbers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For the cars.
Mhm.
We have a couple addresses where people have contacted the township and they need help. They're just not able to get their stuff here. So we've got those addresses and we'll go help them. We'll get it loaded up and get it here and get it disposed of. That's all I got on that. And on that note, the following Saturday was supposed to be Vance Road Cleanup Day. Fire department did it already. We were gonna do the fall one, but I'll just be honest. I don't want to commit another Saturday. We just did movie night in the park. We're doing Township Cleanup Day. I'm so sore after this coming Saturday. It takes me 4 days before I can stand up straight again. And the last thing I want to do is commit my next Saturday to walk down Vance Road and clean up garbage. I can do that on my own time.
I agree.
So that's my feeling on it. I don't know how anybody else feels, but I've committed too many Saturdays for this summer.
Mhm.
And like I said, we worked so hard this coming Saturday and we hurt so bad. I seriously do not want to go pick up garbage. And the fire department did do the first one and represent us. And normally we just do one a year, but we're just trying to do better because it needs it. And like I said, I'll volunteer my own time when I have it to do it. So everybody's good with canceling it?
Yes.
Sorry, Lacey.
I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
My heart broke.
You can do it anyways.
No, stuff to do, busy, very busy.
It does entertain me, I'll say that. And it's not as strenuous as cleanup day, like this Saturday. It entertains us all.
Well, we always find treasures.
Yeah, and you lose count on those little fireball shooters.
Yeah.
There are about 120 of them that you pick up. Yeah.
Blair, do you like the fireball?
Yeah. Update on website, Tracy's not here. We need to get on that website. I'll just leave it at that. If anybody has any suggestions or whatever, please see Tracy, but it needs to be updated regularly. It needs to be upkept. If she needs help, we need to.
Well, we need the new website.
And I don't
We paid a lot of
know
money,
where
that
it's at.
company a lot of money
Yeah.
to design us a new website.
All right, consent calendar. The purpose of the consent calendar is to expedite business by grouping non-controversial items together to be dealt with in one board motion without discussion. Any member of the board may ask that any item of the consent calendar be removed and placed elsewhere on the agenda for full discussion. Such requests will automatically be respected. Anybody wish to have anything pulled from the consent calendar? I'd entertain a
I
motion.
make a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the consent calendar as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, public hearing. We're going to close this regular board meeting and go ahead and open up our public hearing at 7:08 p.m. for special use case SU SPR 19-08-01. Traverse City Pit Spitters requesting a special use site plan review to establish outdoor displays and sales of assorted larger scale items and to conduct exhibitions at the existing ballpark in the building located at 333 Stadium Drive, Traverse City, Michigan, 49685, parcel number 2802-225-02101, section number 5T26N R11W. This public hearing notice was posted on the Township Hall bulletins, the Township web page, and the Traverse City Record Eagle as well. And I'm going to open up the hearing. And I'll just leave it open for a minute. All right. Going to go ahead and close the public hearing. We'll say 7:10. Any discussion, the board?
No.
I personally totally support this.
Oh, yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Yes.
having a year-round venue up there, having increased venues, I think this is incredible. And seeing their partnership that they're willing to do with other community business owners as well as the township and the schools and family, I welcome this.
No, we're just approving the special use right now. I make a motion to approve the special use case SU SPR 190801 as recommended to the Blair Township Board for approval as it met the standards for approval required in section 2204A through G.
It's been moved and supported to approve special use case SU SPR 19-0801, the Traverse City Pit Spitters, as recommended to the township board.
Yeah, he didn't say that, but do we want to add that?
Well, he did say as
I did.
recommended.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
I will not miss that again after
Right.
I know.
That's my motion. Support.
What?
And wait,
Oh, is there support?
roll call.
Sights,
Yes.
Lees,
Yes.
Bonshine,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Kuchera,
Yes.
Wolfgang.
Yes.
Item B, new road naming and approval. Silver Sunrise Trail. This is located right off West Silver Lake Road, just north of Curtis Road.
I would make a motion to approve the road named Silver Sunrise Trail.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the new road naming of Silver Sunrise Trail. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? C, the Planning Commission reappointment for 3-year term. Would like to recommend to my fellow board members to reappoint Andy Nickerson with a term to expire 11/30/2022.
Support.
Was that a motion?
Was that a motion?
Yes. It's been moved and supported to appoint Andy Nickerson, to reappoint Andy Nickerson to the Planning Commission with a term to expire on 11/30/2022. Roll call.
I was hoping to do them in one motion, but,
They're two separate, that we actually have 3 terms expiring in '22, and I'm making
it's
recommendations.
fine, I'm just trying to adjust. So, start with Marilyn.
Lees,
Yes.
Kuchera,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Bonshine,
Yes.
sorry, Sights,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
I'd also make a motion to
Congratulations.
Thank you.
reappoint George Lombard to the Planning Commission with a term to expire on 11/30/2022.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to reappoint George Lombard to the Planning Commission with a term to expire 11/30/2022. Any discussion? Roll call.
Kuchera,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Bonshine,
Yes.
sorry, Sights,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
and Fleece.
Yes.
Item D, Zoning Board of Appeals reappointment for a 3-year term. And make the recommendation to this board to reappoint Felicia Randall to the Zoning Board of Appeals with a term to expire 11/30/2022.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to reappoint Felicia Randall to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term to expire on 11/30/2022. Any discussion? Roll call.
Kuchera, Yes. Wolfgang, Bonshine, Yes. Fitzpatrick, and Fleece.
It's been moved and supported to reappoint Felicia Randall to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term to expire on 11/30/2022. Roll call?
Blonshine made the motion, Couture supported. She wants a roll call, so just down here.
Okay, so start this one.
With Wolfgang now. Yes.
Wolfgang, yes. Okay. Blonshine,
Yes.
Zeitz,
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Fleece,
Yes.
and Kuchera.
Yes.
Got it, Darrell?
Yep.
Item E, ordinance enforcement officer, 90-day review and pay rate increase. So as we had talked about doing a 90-day review when Matt was hired in, and I know on a review, you're not supposed to give rating stars across the board, but for this employee, he gets raving stars across the board. He has demonstrated, well, exactly what we knew he would. His people skills are incredible, his follow-through is incredible, his work ethic is incredible. Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. So I'd like to see him go from the 1875 to 20.
I'd make a motion to increase after a 90-day review, a rate increase for Matt Jerome from $18.75 per hour to $20 per hour effective September 14th, 2019.
Support.
Take your pick.
Yeah. Zeitz.
It's been moved and supported to approve the ordinance enforcement officer's 90-day review and pay rate increase. Will be taken from $18.75 to $20 an hour. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Just use this one.
Yep.
Fleece,
Yes.
Blonshine,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Kuchera,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Zeitz.
Yes.
Item G, Township Park restrooms conditions. This request was from the coach.
Zoning department budget amendment.
Oh.
This one.
Yep. Back up, item F. Zoning department budget amendment.
This zoning for budget amendment is due to the raise in the ordinance enforcement officer's pay.
I would make a motion to approve $2,250 from the contingency to the zoning budget to cover the additional wages for Matt Jerome.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to amend the zoning budget, and we move $2,250 from contingency of the zoning budget to cover the additional wages and FICA. As you said, and FICA, wages and
Yeah,
FICA.
I missed it, thank you.
Roll call.
Okay, Blonshine,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Kuchera,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Zeitz,
Yes.
Fleece.
Yes.
Item G, Township Park restroom condition. Coach, take her away.
Yes. Okay, for the movie night, first thing I come walking in, I'm dragging coolers too, because it's hard for me to walk. I get stopped before I even make it to the pavilion. Some people recognize me, they know I'm a trustee. They're complaining about the bathrooms. And it's not the first time. The bathrooms do need a good painting too, they really do. But the problem we're running into too is that vandalism out there. And there's a camera there. I talked to Beth Friend, and I talked to Chuck Corn and all those guys, the other supervisors. And like Chuck said, the only way they're doing, I mean, their CPO can drive around there because that bathroom's almost in the parking lot. Our CPO can't, can't get in there. But put a toilet paper dispenser in there, $50. Within a week or two, it's just destroyed. And then I walked in there, and the wall that separates on the toilet, that thing was pushed in, okay? Now it's up, But,
The divider between the toilet and the urinal.
Yeah.
There's those little
And-
metal elementary school dividers.
and there's no urinal, but the urinal where it was is leaking, that part's leaking too, getting on the floor. I do have the pictures, it's not coming from the toilet, it's going from the urinal that were the fixtures of the urinal and going on the floor, keeping that thing wet constantly. And if you keep that wet, it's gonna give you mold or whatever too, I mean, or what, But the floors, just lousy, I think it has to be repainted with a floor paint, maybe that's so you don't fall either, because I don't wanna go in there. Anytime I paint cement, unless you've got something like with granules, it's gonna be slippery. It's just this, you gotta have something
There's
special.
granules you can put in it.
But I don't know, to me, we've had big pressing issues, which, especially on there. And this may not be a big issue, but to me, we have a fantastic park out there. Everybody praises that park. And the water thing, I guess it gets costly. But they praise it, but yet they go look in the bathroom, it's just bad. So I don't know, we're gonna have to somehow do it. That's why I brought this up. And like I said, I have to discuss the condition of them. I'd like to see what we can do and brainstorm on ideas, okay? Painting, I probably could paint it. I'm not the greatest. I can't be on ladders much, but maybe. Now, my thought is this too. Maybe it's a project for the trustees. Because trustees should be a little bit busier, in my opinion. So I want to brainstorm, and I want to that's why I brought this up for discussion. Anybody got any ideas for what they want to talk about?
Well, they definitely need to be painted, but that will have to be after they close.
After they close down?
Yes, this fall.
Yeah.
Yes, they need to be painted. The urinal that was broken in there, there's a new urinal to be replaced. It's missing a pipe. Our water operators went out there today.
Okay.
That urinal has been broke for 2 years. I mean, it was
I mean,
broken.
I didn't even, myself, I don't
Dylan
even care
was
if it's
there.
got,
Yeah.
if it has a urinal, I don't even care.
As you said, we just bought a $50 toilet paper roll that was vandalism proof, and within a week, they
Yeah.
smashed it and broke it.
Mhm.
They kicked the divider between the toilet and the urinal off the hinges. It's since been put back on the hinges.
Yeah, so I checked today, I was out today.
You can't put a camera inside a public restroom.
No, but I'm talking about,
So-
if you can, like I said, township, like, Chuck
had
was telling me, but we got the camera, I was there today too, if you can get, they said put a camera by the door.
We do.
Go ahead, I know, that's what I know. I was standing there seeing if everybody was watching the monitor in there, because I was waving today over there. But you do, and I don't know, I mean, I've talked to other townships, and I'm going, well, that's what we're doing, but for some reason, ours is getting trashed.
There's no less in the summertime than 150 kids out there, people, up to 500 at times. In and out. School buses literally pull in the parking lot.
And you can sit there and see the buses from Frankfurt, Beulah.
I know.
Oh, crap, it's not just,
I know. And we do have a camera that points outside the door. But again, how do you know when you've got human after human after human after human?
Well, that's what I said, the other supervisor said, they try to put the cameras up outside and then put the sign up. And that's what we've got. And they said it deters it, well, it's not, maybe it's deterring some, but not a lot.
I gotta believe it's.
But you're right, we've got the camera there.
Correct. We've
It's the
had
same group of people, whoever's.
minimal to no vandalism to any of the equipment the playground, anything, since we put that camera system up.
And there's a
The damage
fantastic
comes in the
camera system.
bathrooms, and I'm sure it's because people get frustrated in there. We can't even have mirrors up there because the kids break them. As soon as you put a mirror up, they break them. So.
Would there be such a thing as you could put a concrete wall between the urinal and the toilet?
Why even, in my opinion, why even have that in there? Take it out, put a lock on the door, so when a guy goes in there to go to the bathroom, whether he has to go number 1 or number 2, he can lock the door behind him, go potty, and walk out.
There is a lock that doesn't work, yeah. I know it turns, but it doesn't work.
Well, no, they don't.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think a doorknob is probably the best.
yeah,
Yeah, best
yeah,
thing.
and lock it. Lock it behind you.
Well, that's true too.
I don't know.
It's a
I
shame.
don't know, is there any big complaint about not having a urinal, you guys?
We don't need it. It's in the toilet.
Is the bathroom open 24/7?
No, it's locked at night.
Okay.
When is it open up? Maybe-
Between 7:30 and 8.
Oh, okay, good.
And what time do they lock it at night?
Between 7:30 and 8,
Oh,
unless there's
okay.
Little League
Mhm.
games going on, and then he'll keep it open longer. Yeah, I guess it's not 7:30 to 8 at night in the summer.
Like 9.
9, yeah.
Comes to
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah, because it was dark when he showed up for movie night.
Okay.
And again, I mean, there's hundreds of kids in and out of there.
Yeah.
And little kids are messy. And little kids think they need a half of a roll of toilet paper to wipe, and then they throw it in the toilet, and then they clog the toilet. Toilets don't, I mean, they're just little toilets. I don't know. People want to complain about them, you know what? Shut them down and give them outhouses.
Yeah.
Porta johns.
Yeah.
And you ready for this?
And you know
A
what?
couple other people brought that up, but you're right. If they're gonna destroy those bathrooms, maybe that's what we have to do.
Yeah, I mean, but some maintenance, some cleanup, some cosmetic, painting the floors, painting the walls, that would be good. I think take that metal divider out.
Yeah.
You guys don't need it. We have a
No.
new urinal to go in there.
Somebody looks, and somebody looks, I tell them, look the other way.
And those people that complain to you, maybe ask them if they want to come help.
I know,
That's what
I did. Will was there, he worked at RJG, that's where I got to know him. And I laughed, because the first thing I said, you go, well, you know, I'm too busy. You know, wait, you just got done telling me you're looking for a job? Now you're telling me you're too busy? Yeah, right, so I know. But 300, you put them here, and that's what I should do.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is he looking for a
Yeah,
job?
whatever.
I
don't
think
so.
too, we could, I could draft a letter up, and send a letter to all the schools, Benzie, Frankfurt, Kingsley, all of them that come here. Send them all a letter. Look, we having these vandalism issues, our bathrooms are being destroyed, our water usage, we used 1.5 million gallons in the month of July. And they don't donate any money, there's no fee to use our park. I don't want to discourage people from using our park, but it's our township residents' tax dollars that are paying for this park that's being utilized by a lot of other townships and counties for free. So something we could look at with, you're gonna bring a busload of kids from Benzie County, you're gonna pay $100 to use that splash pad.
Mhm.
And even that doesn't cover the water bill
No.
that our taxpayers are paying. I don't know,
Quarter to get in.
what, yeah.
You know, like
Quarter
for
to
a cart
open the
that we
gate.
had Lucky's, you have to put
Yeah.
in it for.
But again,
no,
you know,
Aldi's, you have to put
we-
a quarter in to get.
For a grocery cart?
For a
Right.
grocery cart, and you get it back when you put it back.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't want to charge our residents, and again, I love everybody, I love humans, but it's our taxpayers that are maintaining and paying for that park.
Yeah.
And when there's busloads
Well, it's got no
of day camps coming in here, Kingsley has their own splash pad. In Kingsley, they have a splash pad and a park. They bus their children here to use our park.
What's so good about this park?
It's beautiful, it's big, the splash pad's big and beautiful.
Clean.
Our splash
Clean.
pad, if you're familiar with the one in
I
downtown
don't even
Traverse
know what a
City,
splash
much
pad
nicer
is.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's
the one in
very
Traverse
nice.
So maybe
It's kind of
I
cool.
can work on a letter that we could get it out to the schools before next season, or I don't know.
And Carl, I'd be happy to paint, and you can hold the ladder.
And you know what?
You hold the
Let's
ladder? I'll hold the ladder, you climb?
move forward. Let's move forward. Let's just brainstorm, write ideas down.
Yes.
Maybe a couple of us get together, do it, and then bring it back to the board for a recommendation instead of,
That's
because
good.
I'm ready to move on.
Too late, yeah, thanks.
Our drinking water remediation grant, that was the $99,000 grant that we wrote and submitted to the DEQ for our residents impacted over in the PFAS area, the Sawyer and Flamingo Road area. We haven't been awarded, but their decision should be coming up anytime. I'm anticipating maybe by Friday. However, our people who need to be hooked up to the system, they don't meet the financial, how do I say that? Their financial income exceeds the state's criteria, right. So this would be a 20% matching grant. It was a 99,000. I don't have my number right in front of me. It was not even 99. I think it was $96,000, $97,000 that I requested with all of those bids. So this would be a 20% township grant. This will impact 15 of our residents who tested with trace levels of PFAS in their drinking water and in their wells. So this would get them off their wells capped, and hooked up to the new municipal system. In my opinion, you know, that tire fire was back in 1995. It was a long, long time ago. I know a couple of these residents have lived there ever since, but I believe as a township, these are our people, and they have tested with trace levels, not contaminant levels, but trace level. But trace level is trace level, and I believe that they should, if we win this grant, the township should do a 20%
Absolutely. I think we're responsible.
contribution to them, so they will be able to connect to a municipal water system with no out-of-pocket cost to them.
I agree fully. I think we owe it to them
Mhm.
Yeah.
for what was done.
So I would like to make a motion to approve expending up to $20,000 as a 20% match for the drinking water remediation grant through the state of Michigan.
It's been moved and supported to support the 20% local match for our drinking water contaminant remediation grant through the state of Michigan. Any further discussion? I want to say right here, because I was pretending I was looking at something, which really I wasn't, because I'm tired. But the words I was looking for, I'm just going to read it. Hi, Nicole, as an update, and this is from Eagle. This is from the DEQ, straight out of her mouth. Hi, Nicole, as an update, Eagle is reviewing your grant application for technical feasibility. The Water Assessment Management Council has made a determination that none of the applicants that have applied to date meet the disadvantage criteria, and therefore the township will be required to pay the 20% local match. If the township no longer wishes to pursue this grant as a result of this determination, please let me know. So the words I was looking for, yeah, were disadvantage criteria that they didn't meet for the state level. Any further discussion about it? Roll call.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Kuchera,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Zeitz,
Yes.
Fleece,
Yes.
Longshine.
Yes. Item I, emergency services surplus equipment. The first one on here is the old Echo unit.
I'd like to make a motion to declare the 2007 GMC Yukon as surplus.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to declare the GMC Yukon, 2007 GMC Yukon as surplus. Did you, so it may be sold? So it may be sold, declared as surplus
Oh,
to be sold?
yes, make a motion so that it may be sold.
You still support that?
Yes.
Okay. You got that? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item J, change of date for March 10th, 2020 board meeting and March 11th budget meeting due to the presidential primary. That's what I was staring at.
I think I pretty much
Yeah.
made it clear in my memo.
Yes, you did.
So I think I recommended we move the board meeting to the 17th, which is the following Tuesday. I don't know what you guys want to do about the budget meeting.
Oh. Schedule it for the following, the 18th.
Well, we have one every Wednesday in March, a budget meeting.
You move it to, what? How long before you're generally wrapped up after an election? I mean, I know the following day you're tired, Thursday you're still following stuff up. There's nothing that says we can't come in on Monday, the following Monday, which would be March 16th.
That would work for me.
Anybody?
I don't like the idea of having a public meeting on a day that the township's normally closed.
What about Thursday or Friday?
As long as we post it, it's totally legal.
I know, but then I gotta remember to post it, because normally we don't post the budget meetings as like a special meeting, because it's on our meeting schedule.
Okay, well then you pick a date.
I guess I would say probably Friday. Oh, no. The Friday of the week of the
Friday the
election.
13th.
Mhm.
Is, yeah. Yeah. I would make a motion to change the date of the March 10th, 2020 board meeting to March 17, 2020 at 6 p.m. and the March 11th budget meeting to March 13th at 9 a.m. due to the presidential primary.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to move the March 10th, 2020 board meeting to March 17th, 2020 at 6 p.m. and the March 11th budget meeting, March 11th, 2020 budget meeting to Friday, March 13th, 2020. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item K, amendment to ordinance 112, Township Park.
Well, I got to looking at this, and since we don't rent the pavilion out anymore, it's first come, first served, there's a lot of stuff in here that doesn't need to be in here anymore. So the strike through, of course, is what I think should be taken out. And then, I'm wondering if we should add something regarding no staking of canopies or tents.
Yes, we should.
And, I'm sorry.
I said, yes, we should.
And letter A under motor vehicles of any kind or nature shall be driven on designated roadways. Does it? Yeah, we don't want people driving in the park. So I think, section, is that section 4? Yes. Section 4, letter A, we need to do something about. So we don't want people driving in the park.
The only designated roadway is the driveway, the easement coming into the park.
Right.
Okay.
So I think it says exactly what we want it to say.
All right.
Does it say only on the roadway?
Yes.
Okay, you're only, sure.
Yeah.
On designated roadways.
And that speeds of not more than 10 miles an hour, and that's the roadway coming in off Vance Road into the parking lot.
Right.
All right, so then I guess, what kind of wording do you want for the staking of tents and canopies, and what section do you want that under?
Under protection of property, whatever.
Yeah, I think,
Because you could wreck the
yeah.
irrigation.
Do you want to put without, unless permission given, because you may have some event you guys want to do, that you're going to put a bigger tent up? It's going to have to be
I
staked?
like that. Because we had
Or
to
we could do
stake,
farmer's
we had to
market or
stake
something.
the movie screen. If we want to have a circus out there next year.
I mean,
Carl's
bring your
gonna
We have
barn animals
circuses
over.
out
Plus the one in here.
every day during the summer.
Carl's gonna be in charge of planning. Or if we want to have arts and crafts. Good call.
So staking of canopies and tents at the discretion of,
It's not
we don't want
allowed.
it always to have to come to the board
No.
No.
of the township supervisor.
There it is, yeah.
Since she left, the zoning administrator.
Huh?
Since she left, the zoning administrator should be the one that gives the authorization.
Or the zoning enforcement
So
officer.
then, that means every
Our
time
ordinance
someone wants
enforcement
to do it-
officer.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have
That's
an
why
ordinance
we hired
enforcement
him,
officer.
right?
This is an ordinance.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get this meeting
Well,
over.
because many years we didn't have one, so we didn't
Right,
think
we've
about that.
never had one.
Staking of
He won't want that raised up.
tents or canopies
He should have been here.
You guys get voluntold, it means you don't make.
will be at the discretion.
No, no,
No,
no.
it is prohibited without,
Right. It's prohibited without prior approval from the Blair Township Ordinance Enforcement Officer.
I support
You don't use words like discretion in anything.
Is prohibited without prior approval from the township. Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you want me to make the changes and then bring it back next month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
To put the changes and bring back next month.
Got it, girl?
Got it, sorry.
No, you're all right. We already talked about the RCI closeout. Item M, to declare the 1993 Pierce engine as surplus, and you can see as well as the information that we were given, it is sold. Did you guys see that? I believe it sold for $20,000,
Yeah.
which,
I didn't get that. Wow, that's great.
that was that late edition. It should have been sitting on your,
Yeah.
before you got here.
Yeah.
It wasn't in your original packet because it came in late, so I had it sitting at everybody's plate. But anyways,
I would move to declare the 1993 Pierce fire engine as surplus so that it may be sold.
Or,
it's been moved and supported to declare the 1993 Pierce fire engine as surplus, so it may be sold. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Awesome. Yeah, it was a quick note, Raj. I made copies for everybody in it. They said it came in late. Item 12, extended public input. Did you guys have any input?
come on, Tim, you wanna say something?
They
Come
want
on.
signatures, they gotta talk.
Okay, guys.
Oh, you do? Oh, tell us who you are.
We're here for our civics class, and so you can go to the board meetings, month meetings.
Do you have to write a report about it?
Just notes, yeah.
Oh, very cool. So in other words, you're forced to be here for credit.
Let's see, the one in the middle is my niece.
Oh,
And of course, Tim there is, what, my nephew-in-law?
Can you admit to that, Carl?
Oh, yeah.
let's adjourn.
Yay.